Hello again. We learned from this morning's newspapers that over the last year, twice as many referrals were made to the Prevent Service for worries about white people belonging to the so-called far right as were made for Islamists. Prevent is the government program which is supposed to pick up potential terrorists before they actually kill or injure anybody and then try to reverse their dangerous thinking. I have, of course, remarked more than once that in the course of the last 20 years, fanatical Islamists have killed 100 people in this country, while right wing terrorism has possibly been responsible for a single death. Although, in that case, the Finsbury Park mosque business, the victim died of a heart attack rather than being stabbed, blown up, or run over. The truth is, the danger of Islamist terrorism is 100 times more severe than that from the right. Why then is the Prevent programme so fixated on the so-called far right? The answer isn't hard to work out, and it can be readily understood when we look at the actual figures for referrals. 8,778 referrals were made to Prevent up to March this year for individuals feared to be at risk of dangerous radicalisation. Of those 8,778 referrals, just over a half, 4,715, were for children under the age of 18. We see at once what is going on here. Almost all those referrals were made by professionals working with children, teachers, social workers, and so on. I wonder what viewers think. Are teachers and social workers in Britain more likely to be worried about the alleged danger from the far right or that from Muslims? Are they going to feel more free to refer a white boy to Prevent? Do you think they may hesitate to refer a Muslim youth lest it be seen by their colleagues as Islamophobic? Incidentally, only 10% of referrals to Prevent related to Islam. A huge number were concerned with young people who just showed an unhealthy interest in mass casualty attacks, viewing YouTube of such things and sharing them with their friends. I hardly think that teenage boys having an interest in war and murder is a new phenomenon, nor that it is very likely to lead to harm, unlike those who are seduced into believing that fighting a jihad will put you in the Lord's good books. The result is that Prevent is now absolutely clogged up with nonsense, thus allowing potential Islamist terrorists to slip through the net easily. In the description to this video, I give a link to a piece from the Guardian newspaper about this. Incidentally, you can always rely upon the Guardian to show you the precise nature of the problem, although unintentionally perhaps. The article about Prevent referrals is illustrated by a photograph of police officers wearing riot gear, helmets, carrying shields, batons and so on, watching a sea of Union Jacks and English flags. The caption reads, "Riot police watch right-wing protesters in Whitehall during a rally in September." That was, of course, the exceedingly peaceful Unite the Kingdom march, where the police displayed their riot gear to a bunch of families who were showing their patriotism to Britain. How very different was the approach of the police in Tower Hamlets a few weeks later, when they not only didn't turn up in riot gear to police a march by masked Islamists, they didn't turn up at all, having agreed that it would be provocative for them to police the march. See now why it is far right suspects who are ending up at Prevent twice as often as Islamists.